Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you, please do your own research. All media used was found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Mahogany Spirit coming to you from the UK. It has been reported that Meghan and Harry were forced to act fast amidst allegations of the Queen's snub. So they rushed to sever all ties with the royal family. Meghan and Harry have begun to fulfill their pledge to become financially independent from the royal family, with the latest confirmation that they have repaid their £2.4 million taxpayer-funded renovations of Frogmore Cottage. The New York Times also reports that the Sussexes have actually been financially independent since their exit in April. I don't believe that for 1 second, because in June we had reports that leaked out quite clearly that they were still receiving taxpayers' money for their security and receiving a helping hand from the Duchy. Royally obsessed podcast hosts Roberta Florento and Rachel Bowie discussed how this, plus the announcement of their new deal with Netflix, was driven by the Queen's initial snub. Now we're getting to it. Miss Floriento told listeners it must have felt kind of nice to put in writing and release that information that they haven't been receiving any money. It confirms that they are doing this on their own. I say big fat question mark to that. And they planned for that and are going to be all right. Miss Bowie agreed. I didn't expect it to be so quickly. 6 months later, they're already wiping their hands. What struck me as most surprising is how quickly they were able to follow through with their plans. She added, they essentially said, we laid out these plans and it's not going to be a year, we're done, they mean business. Listeners were reminded they also had to divert from their full plans. They were going to do Sussex Royal, but the Queen put a stop to that. They really had a different idea in their heads in January of how this would go. So I'm curious how long the Netflix deal has been in discussions, but I feel like they have made things happen. It was reported a month ago that the Sussexes had been talking to other networks, including Disney Plus and NBC Universal, but Miss Bowie said there's so many other outlets they could have gone with. I think Netflix has just been cutting massive checks for people. So basically, they planned this all along. And yes, Netflix has been cutting large checks for many people, but people with real credibility behind them. Not just people who have a title that they no longer respect or even want. Harry and Meghan fully demonstrated that they had been planning this long before they actually announced that they were leaving the royal fold, I personally believe. And to try and flip the script and blame it on the Queen by saying that the Queen, by even putting the Queen in this sentence, really doesn't wash with me. I don't believe for 1 second that they were financially independent in April. I really don't. They continue to receive money from the taxpayer for their security in April. I personally do feel that they continue to receive that right up until June, even late June, mid-July. Those are my personal thoughts on it, and those are my sources. I've been talking about them since late July, August, and that is basically what I believe. They were not financially independent up until this point, and they have not received the full payout from Netflix. Remember guys, this is a 5-year payment plan. They deliver the goods and Netflix pays out. It's a deal. It's a 5-year deal. Obviously, we don't know the exact amount, whether it be 100 million, 150 million, 120 million, 112 million. We are not clear on the exact figure. But what we do know for sure is that they were receiving money from the Duchy of Cornwall, and they were receiving money from the British taxpayers in order to pay their security, as they were not financially independent. The Queen not allowing them to use Royale is a fair decision to make, considering there are calls for them to be stripped of their title. I personally feel they should be stripped of the title because they are not acting in a royal capacity at all. And as the Queen stated herself, the monarchy is not for sale, meaning the title is not for sale. And I think that message should resound loud and clear across the pond in the United States of America. If Harry wants to leave the royal firm, that's his prerogative. But then do so off your own back. Do not leave the royal firm and use the royal title and trade it in, because as the Queen has stated, the monarchy is not for sale. Or it could be, as I have stated in a previous video, maybe Charles has taken the throne and the reins now. Maybe the Queen is simply just a silent figurehead. I don't know what's going on. It really does appear that the monarchy is going through a reinvention. It's definitely going through a change of hands. Let's not forget, guys, the Queen is 94. Meghan has become infamous, especially in the UK, and is regarded as one of the most unpopular royals, along with Andrew. And it's a shame, because Harry and Meghan could have taken this route without all of the disdain that they have left behind. They are building a career which is based on hate, because they left the UK very abruptly. They spent quite a lot of time preaching to the citizens of the UK when they did reside for a very short period of time in the UK about what we should all be doing with our carbon footprints and how many children we should have to save the environment. Strangely enough, I don't see George Clooney and Amel Clooney really speaking up for them now. I find that very interesting, but that's for another video. Guys, tell me what you think. Please like, comment and subscribe. You know what I think? They should be stripped of their title. Bye for now, guys.